Hey guys, and welcome back to Red Puts Art in Your Face. Now we should be continuing from where I left off last week with Dragon Age arts and quick draws. But are we doing that? No, because I got a bug up my butt, and at like 6 this morning was like, I have to draw a thing. I have to draw this thing. I have to draw this particular thing. This is what happens when I actually get creative, is like all of a sudden all the creation has to come out immediately right now. and it's always like way too much all at once, and it's a billion different ideas, and then I start getting overwhelmed, and then I hit a slump again. So while I'm in the super creative mode, we're gonna draw something that some people might find a little creepy. So let's do this. Okay, and then wait. Oh, good. Oh, good.
Yeah, if you've got arachnophobia, hi everybody. If you've got arachnophobia, look away.
This might not be the stream for you. To be fair, in the description for this, I did put spiders in my face. Oh God, spiders in my face. Why? Because, well, we're drawing spiders today.
Is it recording?
It should be.
Doesn't look like it.
Why does it say offline? What the frick? It should not be offline. I know I'm streaming. It says I'm streaming. It says I'm streaming. So why?
Okay. Oh, there it is. It just turned over.
God damn it, Twitch. Twitch is being a jerk. Nope. Stop it. Stop. Okay. Oh, wait, no, I was gonna, oh, that's right. Okay, hang on 1 second. I gotta open up the thing in Fire Alpaca. Because today we're working in Fire Alpaca. Yes, we are. No. Whoop. So, Mikella is putting away dishes while I do the streamy thing.
Dishes are put away.
Yep.
Success.
Window capture 1.
Now I have other things that I must do. Farewell,
Bye, Mikella. Thank you for being here and stuff. Alright. Hey, that actually works out great. That looks good. Alright, good. So we're gonna just streaming Fire Alpaca. Okay, here we go. Alright. So, create a new layer. Lower the opacity on this one. Go on this layer. No. Down to 8 or something. And then we're gonna zoom in. Then we're gonna finish the light art. And we're gonna start up here so that I don't freak out everybody. As a relative of the Bruce clan, I love spiders. What does that have to do with the Bruce clan? I'm confused. What does that have to do with the Bruce clan? I'm very confused. But hi, Phoenix, and welcome to the stream. Yeah, so I'm doing, because sometimes I get weird ideas in my head, and then I have to draw monsters or aliens. So today we're doing monsters, fun monsters. Because I kind of like spiders, and every now and then I'm like, you know what? You only ever see the same type of spider used for driders. It's always black widows, and you're like, but why? There's so many other kind of spiders that you could use for drider that would be interesting or cool. And I had an idea for one, and then I ended up finding this reference for a drider that was a goldenrod crab spider, and I was like, that's what I was gonna do. So then I was like, wait, there's other weirder, cooler spiders, and then I found this one called a mirror spider, and I was like, oh, this is great, I'm gonna do this. So, an old story about King Robert, a cave, and a spider. Huh, neat. Robert the Bruce. Oh, that asshole. You're related to the Bruces because I'm related to the Cumans who Robert the Bruce kicked off the throne. Well, he had to fight us in order to kick the guy who was on the throne off the throne. Robert the Bruce was kind of a jerk. Like, yeah, I freed Scotland from a king that was half Scottish, but okay. Like, no, I understand his importance to, like, to Scotland's history and all that. It's just, like, the part of my brain that is related to the Cumming clan is, like, but he was a dick. Like, who repeatedly sided with the British on multiple occasions. He was kind of a jerk, yes. I mean, he killed, the Red Cummin and the Black Cummin, and he killed one of them inside a church during what was supposed to be a peace talk. And I'm like, man, that guy's kind of a jerk. Because in case you didn't know, killing a dude in a church when you're supposed to be there for a peace talk, not exactly the good guy thing to do. So I decided to do a couple of different things for this this artwork. I wanted to do kind of a different eye style, so we have these like big kind of rounded bug eyes. And the whole reason why I wanted to go round is because, like, most driders you see, their eyes are so slanted, and yeah, like, no, like, pretty much all drider drawings I've ever seen, their eyes are really slanted. And I can see why. I mean, it creates an ease in drawing multiple eyes on the figure's face. But spider eyes are notoriously round, so for me, it never really made, like, aesthetically it made sense, but anatomically it did not, and so my brain was always like, I don't get it. Why are their eyes not round? Why are they slanted? I'm confused. So I decided to make my drider's eyes very round, because I wanted her to be more spider-like. And I wanted them to kind of have a more insect-like or shiny kind of like compact look. And not compact as in like short thing in a small, and like big thing, short space, but more, thankfully I'm not the asshole. Yeah. I'm talking more like how flies have compact eyes, that kind of thing. I really wanted, and a lot of like drider drawings, the hair is very like straight and silky, and you know it's very pointed, and I get the aesthetic and the look they're going for, but I wanted to try something different, so I decided I wanted to go with more of a curly hair kind of thing. Because I wanted her to be soft. Which I know seems weird when we're talking about spiders, but like, I feel like spiders get a lot of bad rap, so wanted to make soft spider. And I like fluffy spiders, and I thought about going with like a peacock jumping spider, but for them it's the males that are pretty. So I was looking up like spider species where like the sexual dimorphism isn't as great, and they're still pretty. And what I found was crab spiders, orb weavers are pretty to a point, and then you have these mirror spiders, which I was like I fell in love with because they look so metallic and they're kind of really cool looking. So that's what I decided to go with for the spider design, the spider inspiration half of the Drider. What if there was one based off of the diving bell spider? That would be cool. Like, I feel like that would be like a Drider with like an oxygen tank on its back and just be kind of silly. But I kind of that seems like a really cool idea. I do love diving bell spiders. They're so cool and they're such great hunters, and they eat like fish, which is crazy because they're like an insect. And I've always thought that was like the craziest thing, is that you have this like little tiny, you know, come on, brain, make words, like arthropod in getting a fish. I don't know. My brain is just not cooperating on words today. Not a new thing, I realize, but still. And I was trying to go for like an actual spiderweb pattern for this like poncho thing, because I'm like, they always put them in like bikinis and crap, and I'm like, but why bikinis? Why not poncho? It makes sense. Like a poncho would make sense. You can weave them and knit them, which I feel like is something a spider would freaking do. Especially if you can make your own, like, your own materials. Like, I would knit myself something, and one of the easier things to knit is like a poncho. And that would work for a Drider, because it's not like you can wear things over your freaking legs. So I decided to go with kind of this like poncho web design, and I wanted to like really incorporate what actual webbing looks like. So, and I don't know what mirror spider's webs looks like, but I use like an orb weaver spider web because I think they look pretty. So, and I was going for pretty. So what we're doing is basically cleaning up some of the line work and ensuring that, oh crap, see, I already messed it up. This is the problem when there's too many friggin' lines, is I can't tell what's going on. That's her hair there. I should draw her hair. I don't know. As far as like original character designs go, I always try to like do something that I'd like to see and haven't seen before. And sometimes it's stuff I have seen and that I like, and I try to like have my own take on it, but a lot of times it's, I want to see this and I haven't seen it before, so I'm going to try and make my own version of that. And then I go from there. Oh, what about giant golden orb weavers? They've been known to catch and eat bats. Yeah, they are cool. Orb weavers can get, like, when I visited Hawaii, my mom and I, we went on this, like, I really wanted to go on this trail called the Fiei Trail, because we were in Kauai. And the Fiei Trail is one of the best ways to be able to see all of the different rare birds that live on Kauai, because they're really the only areas that you get to see honey creepers anymore. Or at least it was at the time. Because this was, like, back in the early 2000s. So, which I realize now is, like, more than 10 years ago. So my mom and I, we went on, and I insisted I needed to go on this trail. And it seemed like it was easy because there was a friggin' boardwalk, but I guess we must have taken the long route down to it. Because you have to hike up in order to get down, and we took the really super long path, I guess, to get down to it. And, because, god damn, it took us forever to get down there, and by the time I got down there, I was dying. It was so hot, and it was so humid. It's, like, the wettest place on Earth. You know, like, land-wise. I'm not talking, like, water. I mean, like, because it's the highest swamp in the world is on Kauai. And Jesus Christ, it was, like, it was so humid, and I felt like I was gonna, like, pass out from just the heat and how humid it was, because I was sweating, and it was doing nothing. And I'm not used to that. I'm used to dry heat. I come from a desert where there's, like, little to no water, so I was like, this is not what I'm used to. I feel like I'm gonna die. So, and I never actually got to see any of the rare birds I was looking for, but I saw a ton of huge orb weaver spiders by the time we got down to where the boardwalk was. Just a ton of them. Because they're all over islands like Kauai. And Kauai is the major Hawaiian island that I have, the one I've been to the most. And my favorite. Because I've been to Oahu and Honolulu and Maui. Like, the only island I haven't been to is the one you're not allowed to visit, and the Big Island. And I liked Maui. Maui was fun and very pretty. We went on the road to Hana, which was gorgeous, but I still feel like I like Hawaii the best because it's smaller. Less people there. You get less people. It was nice. I liked it. The last time I went with my mom, I was in high school, and I kept catching geckos everywhere we went. They were so cute, and they were so easy to just grab and pick up. And then they would just sit in your hand like, okay, are you going to let me go now? Can you please let me go? I was back doing my crocodile hunter and Jeff Corwin obsession days. Seriously, so many weird and wonderful spiders, and people keep choosing black widows. Yeah, they do. Like, I think it's just like when people think of spiders, for some reason, black widows, because they're so common and everyone knows what they look like, that's like the first one they go to. But like, spiders come in all different shapes and sizes and these weird colors and like these weird formations, and they're so cool looking. Like, honestly, I really do think spiders are really neat. I used to be seriously afraid of them. Like, I saw arachnophobia when I was really little, and it freaked me out. And I used to be super afraid of spiders, but I think spiders are one of those things like that are like a lot of my fears, where I did a lot of research and then I just stopped being afraid. Because, you know, once you learn about something, it's a lot harder to be afraid of it. And I feel like that's true about a lot of things. So, you know, I used to be afraid of spiders, and then I read up on them, and then I learned to like them. I used to be afraid of snakes, and now, like, snakes are basically my favorite animal. I want a pet snake so bad, you know? Like, you know, the more you learn about something, the less afraid you really become of it. Unless it's an irrational fear, like blood, in which case learning about it does not help. that you need to go to therapy for. But, yeah. And I still don't like scorpions. Don't come at me with a scorpion. I will probably fling it back in your face and run. But that's mostly like after I learned more about scorpions, I was like, I hate those things. Nope. Anything that has that much like testosterone in them, and like adrenaline should not be messed with. That is not a creature that is a pet or is like a thing that should be messed with. That thing needs to belong where it is outside and then not come near me. I don't like scorpions. I freak myself out sometimes if I like, what was it? I came up with this design once for a monster, and it was a scorpion, and I was like, why did I do this to myself? Because the second I went to go like, no, it was a centipede. My bad. Which I also don't like. I don't like centipedes. They're almost exactly the same as like scorpions. They're just filled with poison and adrenaline and testosterone, and there's just no. Yeah, and the poison. Can't forget the poison. Yeah, they are just filled with poison. And I'm just like, I want no part of that. Like, and I realize there are harmless scorpions, which is fine. They're fine. Keep them away from me. I don't want them near me. But they're fine. Like, it's just, I don't... Anything that literally has that much adrenaline and testosterone in it cannot be a thing that actually wants to be anywhere near you. And I don't really want to be anywhere near it, to be honest. Like, anything that's gonna actively fight me the second it gets the chance to, I'm like, I don't want a part of that. I would rather not do that. I'd rather live. So yeah, I designed this character for Pathfinder, and one of the companions you can have for Pathfinder is a centipede, and they actually do a lot of damage and give you good bonuses. And I was like, yeah, I want that. I don't like the idea of centipedes, but it's not like I actually have to look at it, so it's fine. But then I went to go draw my character, and, you know, I drew the freaking scorpion, and I freaked myself out in the process. I was like, nope, this is creepy. I'm creeped out. It's my own drawing. I made it too accurate. And I creeped myself out. That is exactly what happened. And I messed up again. Forgot. This is what happens when you get really focused on details. Sometimes you forget where the detail is leading to. I had to like when I was doing the initial line art for this, I had to redraw the legs like 5 times because I did them at like spider anatomically correct the first time, and I was like, that doesn't look right for some reason. I know it's anatomically correct, but it doesn't look right. And then I realized, oh right, because anytime someone draws a spider, it looks different than how spiders actually are. So it's like, I'm gonna have to go back and change this. Because we have this like idea of like what spider feet are in our head, and very few times are spider feet actually like that. But because that's how we view them, if we see them without that, we somehow feel that it's wrong. Just because that's what we've gotten used to, you know, it's what we're familiar with. So I like had to go back and change it because I was like, it looks wrong, even though I know it's not. So now I have this more segmented leg thing going on. Which, and the thing is like when people don't do Black Widows, they're like, well, the opposite of a Black Widow is a tarantula, so then they just do tarantulas. And I'm like, there are other spiders besides Black Widows and tarantulas. You can do other spiders, guys. You can do, like, spiders with, like, sleek bodies that are not Black Widows. And that's what I decided I wanted to do. I wanted to do a spider with a sleek body that was not a Black Widow. And initially I was going to go for a crab spider, a crab spider, because they get really pretty, because they tend to live on flowers, and in order to blend in with the flower, you have to be, like, bright pink sometimes. So, like, they were very pretty, and I was kind of leaning towards that, but then I found these, mirror spiders that for real look like their abdomens are made out of a shattered mirror. And I was like, that's cool! I like that! Let's go with that. So, plus their abdomens are this neat shape that you're not, like, I'm not really used to seeing on spiders, because, like, crab spiders are one thing. They look like they have a pointy, like, abdomen, but mirror spiders have kind of this, like, teardrop shape, or, like, pyramid shape going on with their abdomens, and it's so cool, and I'm like, I want to draw that. So that's what I went off of for our Lady Drider right here. So these are the legs in the background. And this is her silk. And we'll get to her spinnerets in a second. Which, it's weird because for mirror spiders, they don't come off of, like, the very, very tail end of the spider. It's more, like, closer to where the abdomen and the thorax meet. So I was like, oh, that's neat. And it actually made for, like, ease of drawing when I went to go do my drider. So I was like, I like this spider. This is a good spider. So Mikella and I got a visit from missionaries today. They showed up at the door. And my like, Mikella and I have, like, two different tactics when dealing with missionaries. Normally, I either don't open the door, or I go not interested or too busy, and I immediately shut it, because I'm like, I don't have time for this. Or I'm like, I don't want to talk to you about God. I have my own beliefs. Stop trying to literally come to my door and shove your beliefs in my face. Like, this is my private property. I don't have to deal with your religion. That's the whole reason why I have my house, so I can escape and have my own beliefs. Maybe go away. But yeah, so Mikella's normal technique is actually to open up the door and communicate with the people. And, like, the only time I do that is when I go, I'm a Satanist, or I'm Wiccan, or I'm a Jew, because that's the immediate way to get them to back off, is to be something that they literally can, like, they either don't want to convert, or they can't convert. So the best thing to do is just to shock them with something that is, like, something they don't touch or they don't want to touch. And most of the time it's like, okay, I know enough about the Torah to be able to actually, like, successfully pass myself off as Jewish. I have Jewish relatives, it seems like it works. So, and it was actually my Jewish cousin who told me to use that one. So I was like, this seems good. I'll try that. And it's worked in the past. Today, however, today was an interesting development that made me go, wow. Because, you know, Mikella opens the door and they start their spiel about how they want to talk about the Bible. And I immediately go, well, I'm a Jew, so I'm out. Because I don't really want to listen. I've been learning about religion most of my life. And, you know, for fun. And, like, I have my own beliefs. I'm set in them. I don't really talk about them. It's not really something I'm into. Like, other people's religion is fine, you know. But it's you know, it's not really something I want to have come to my door and, like, thrust at me. So, you know, and I was like, I'm a Jewish, and you know, I'm out. And she's like, oh, well, you more than anybody would benefit from talking about from the Bible. And I was like, whoa, wait, what? I'm like, I'm sorry, you heard Jewish, and immediately went, yes, you more than anyone would benefit from the Bible. And I'm like, that seems wrong. Why would you say that? I'm like, whoa, seriously? You're gonna say that to somebody who says they're Jewish? That's a little messed up in my book. I was like, I have the Torah? I'm good. I was kind of like thrown. I was like, wow, that's some scary kind of commitment there. I don't know. I was just like, damn. Now, you might think these legs are a little too spindly, but if you look at an actual mirror spider, their legs are pretty damn spindly. Like, spiders in general have pretty spindly legs. Okay, now we've got the spinnerets spitting out the silk. Religion is like a dick. It's fine if you have one, but don't think you're superior because of it, and please don't force it on anyone, especially children. Yeah, that's a good way to say it. Thanks, Phoenix. I don't know, like, I feel like there are people who can benefit from faith and religion. And it's just, you know, if someone, you know, already has a faith that is like, and they're fairly set in it and really and you know, they're very firm in that, you know, no, I'm this thing, and you continue to push anyway, then you're being kind of a dick. Like, that's not really a nice thing to do to somebody. Especially since now you're not going to change your mind, they're just going to think you're kind of a jerk. and it's always funny because I get these people who are like, you know, you're basically agnostic. How do you know so much about what's in the Bible and what's not? And I'm like, well, it's because, you know, even though I'm agnostic, I like to know about theology, and I, you know, growing up, the Unitarian Universalist Church is all about questioning. So for me, it was questioning, well, what is actually in the Bible? What's actually in the Quran? What's actually in, you know, the Torah and the Hindu scripture, and, you know, and all of that stuff. And so I you know, I did the thing I always do when I'm interested in a subject. I did a lot of research. So, you know, for me, it's, you know, I know some Bible passages. I can't recite them from memory most of the time, but I know them. And, you know, I feel like the Bible has some good messages to give to people. I just don't think it's always interpreted in the correct way, which is fine. You know, everyone has their own interpretation of stuff. You know, I feel like just so long as your beliefs don't hurt anybody, then it's, you know, then it's fine to believe whatever it is you want to believe. That's your faith, and no one can say that you're wrong to have that faith. You know, unless it's a cult, in which case that's not really a religion. That's not helping you. That's hurting you. And I don't know, I just don't ever feel like faith should be used as a weapon against other people. Anyway, getting off this topic of theology, I'm currently drawing the silk for our drider here. Our Miss Lady Driver. Drider. Looks like we're coming along fairly good. Yes, fairly good. I have 3 legs and an abdomen left to go. And then the background. Because it's so weird, because spider legs, like, aren't really segmented like this, but do we ever stop drawing segmented spider legs like this? No. Like, this is what they look like on the inside, and then, but we're so used to seeing spider legs like this that when we don't, it looks weird. Because I tried drawing them not like this, and I was like, that looks weird. I'm like, I know it's technically correct, but it looks so weird, it looks wrong, and I'm like, I know it's not, but it looks so wrong, I need to change it. So I did. So my drider is only kind of scientifically correct. There's a lot that's about it that is not scientifically correct. But it's a spider monster, not an actual spider, so I feel like that should give me some leeway there. God. Oh, that scared me. So, in case you guys didn't know, the place that Robert and Mikella live at, that I moved to, is very close to SpaceX. So occasionally we will get sonic booms that shake the whole house like an earthquake, and it like, I have not gotten used to them yet, especially since they are, like, I would get used to them if they were always at the same frequency, but they're not. Like, some of them are very small, and others are really, really large. Like, what was it, yesterday, kind of later in the day, there was this big one, and it shook the whole house, and it was very loud, and I freaked out, and I'm just, like, And there's no predicting when they'll happen either, so I'm just always like, oh god. I mean, obviously, the sonic booms are easier to friggin' predict because they're man-made, but I would actually prefer an earthquake at this point. I'm used to earthquakes. I'm from California. I felt like a dozen of them by the time I was 10, but, like, oh my god, the sonic booms are, because there's no lead up. Like, when you have an earthquake, there's this weird kind of lead up to it that you can almost sense. But with the sonic boom, there's no lead up. There's just, like, here's a random boom and then some rattling. So Robert finally got me back on Twitter, which I have not been on in forever, because I'm not very good with social media. Like, the only reason why I'm really on Tumblr is so I can RP with people, and like that's really the only reason why I'm on there. And I'm only on Facebook so I can keep in contact with my family, like, and see what the heck's going on with them, because my family lives all across the country, so we're not the best at communication. So, and my extended family, I'm very close to them. Like, I was practically raised by my cousins growing up. They were the people that babysat me, and my mom was a single mom, so I needed to be babysat a lot. And, like, I have cousins, like, all over the place. I've got 2 in New York, which, it's funny because one's from one side of the family and the other one's from the other. I've got 1 in Chicago. I've got 3 that are up in Washington, but in different areas of Washington state. I mean, and then I've got my sister down in Long Beach, and it's really funny because I'm an only sibling, and I have a sister. I mean, I'm an only child, and I have a half-sister. Both of those statements are true. Oh, yeah, and then I've got cousins that live in Northern California. Like, just a little out of Oakland, basically. So, I got cousins all over the place. And I'm fairly close to them, so it's good to keep in contact with them, and the only way to do that really is through Facebook, because nobody friggin' texts or picks up their phone. So, and you know, my aunt and my uncle, you know, lived, they're the only ones that really lived close to me, and now, but that was back when I was living with my mom, and now that I'm not doing that anymore, you know. Oh crap, I need to call my grandma at some point. I just realized my grandma's birthday is coming up, and they're having her birthday party sometime this week, so I should really call her and wish her a happy birthday. And I should also send her a card. Yep, I should do those things. I should be a good grandchild. Considering that I moved away and I was the one that basically, anytime there was something going on with grandma and my aunt and uncle or my mom couldn't handle it, it was me who went in to take care of it, because my sister is, in Long Beach, and she lived 2 hours away. And now, and now, the tables have turned because now I live 2.5 hours away. So now my sister's technically the closer one. Ha ha! So Heather, if you hear this, technically you're the one that lives close to Grandma now. So now it's your problem. Ha ha! You can't rely on me anymore. I'm not there. I mean, obviously, if it's an emergency, I will show up. It's just, you know, it's harder for me to, like, drive 2 hours and pick up Grandma's dog and want me to watch Fifi. Is basically what I'm saying. Anyway. My Grandma's dog, by the way, is named Fifi. She's adorable. She's a Bichon Frise. And I love her. She's the cutest. And normally, I'd have my co-host Mikella with me here, but she is off taking a shower. So it's just us for right now. And what I'm doing now is I am drawing the odd shattered pattern that mirror spiders have on their abdomens. Like I said before, I'm sorry guys if this is gonna freak you out today, but I did put a warning on the video. I was like, I'm drawing spiders. I made it very clear there were gonna be spiders in this stream, so I'm sorry if you walked in on that. I know if you're afraid of things, it's not fun to, like, randomly encounter them. Especially in something you normally think is fun. I normally wouldn't have been doing this, but I'm like, I want to draw a drider. And I couldn't get it out of my head, so that's what I'm doing today. And because I'm a science nerd, I'm like, it has to look authentic. There's Mikella. Hi, Mikella. So I'm doing the line work for my, well, the finalized line work anyway, for my drider. Whose design is based off of a mirror spider. Because I thought they looked cool. They look like they're you know, the second half, the half that looks like a butt. Mm-hmm. That half looks like it's covered in mirror shards.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Very shiny. So that's what I'm doing. And I'm gonna do 2 versions of this. One which I can stream, and the other which I cannot. So you guys are getting the one I can stream.
No naughty bits today for you all.
Yep, I've learned my lesson. No more accidents. Because it was an accident.
I know.
Yes. I know, I just like reiterating that.
It's nothing to beat yourself up over.
I'm not really anymore, and this is just like, I have to like reaffirm. That was an accident. That is not what I normally do.
Okay.
So I've got everything else done. I just got to do the design on this and then the background. And then the line art will be done.
Yeah, isn't the background awesome, you guys?
Oh,
that's so cool.
Let me zoom out and show you. You didn't say how cool it was before. So the background.
Oh, yeah.
Now that you can see it. Here, if I...
Look at that beautiful background.
It's a cave. It's the inside of a cave.
It's so pretty.
Yep. So this is going to be like a waterfall. I'm not really great at drawing like waterfalls, but... So I got some foreground, I've got some midground, I got some far background. So it looks good. All right. Nope, that's not what I meant to do. I meant to lower the opacity. I didn't mean to make it go away completely. I need it. Oh, good. So you do like the background. I'm glad. Because I'm always nervous about my backgrounds because I'm not that great at drawing. Or, so I think, like...
Well, in my opinion...
Yeah?
The art that you work on, Red...
Yeah?
...is very... person-oriented.
Aw. Thank you.
That's supposed to be a compliment, so
Yeah.
Thank you for taking it that way. I don't know if you've had enough drawing experience with backgrounds.
I've done a few, like, landscape paintings, but those were paintings.
Not digital art.
Yeah, and that was more, like, impressionism than anything else. And, like, one was a legit, like, impressionistic painting that I did. And then the rest have all been, like, expressionistic background kind of stuff, so... It's not like I can't draw backgrounds. It's just not something.
Because, the background you have is very lovely.
Thank you. Water is difficult, man. Water is definitely something that's difficult to draw.
Take the Bob Ross approach, I guess. just put some happy little waterfall in there.
Yeah, that's what I did actually. It's slightly out of frame, so you get like the splash end where things are supposed to be foaming up.
Well, and that, as far as I know, is like just spray water everywhere and you're good to go.
Yep. Which will look much better in the coloring stage than in the drawing stage.
Yeah, drawing takes a while, you guys. Just in case you didn't know that. From previous Red putting art in your faces.
Although, this shouldn't be too bad. I got all the, like, initial line art out of the way, which, God, there was a lot of it, because I had to do, like, different stuff on different layers, and then I, like, messed up, so I had to, like, delete a thing, and,
I got to pose for this one, too!
Yes! Mikella is great for when I'm like, I don't know what to do with the hands, pose for me! Because it's always the hands. I'm like, I'm not sure if I'm doing the hands correctly. I need it to look very natural. Hey, Mikella, do a thing. And she does. It's great.
Hold out your hand this particular way.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Mikella's great because like Mikella's got long dancer fingers, so jazz hands. They're very expressive. It's great, and they're like long and lean, so I can see what the hell they're doing. Because I would use my own hands, but my hands is kind of thick.
Well, and
and short. Like the rest of me.
If you were drawing, short,
thick stuff,
yeah,
I'd be the way to go. But yeah, and it's not like I haven't done that. It's just that's not what I'm doing right now. Especially since you're also like really good for like for guys, because guys have like really have big hands. So I can translate long fingers into long, thick fingers.
Yeah, I know with my finger span,
yeah.
I can hit about an octave in a note.
There you go.
So, a ninth, if you want to musically technical.
Yeah. Mikella and I were discussing music last night.
It was so much fun!
It was! We were, like, exchanging different, musicals, and Mikella... I introduced Mikella to a couple of musicals. She's like, what is this? And I'm like, yeah. Because,
well, to be fair, I liked the music that you were sharing with me, because it's like, I don't know, I like weird things, and I also like sweet things, and this was like a more on the side of weird, and that's okay.
Yeah, because it's, there's a couple of musicals done by the same production group and the first one was Repo the Genetic Opera, which was great. Like, to be fair, when I mention the cast, some people tend to wince. But, hear me out. It's got Paris Hilton basically playing Paris Hilton, and trust me, in the end, it's worth it that she's in that movie. Because... oh yeah, no, it's great. And then you have the guy who played Giles on Buffy is in it, and damn can he sing. And then you have
he can.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
And then you have the chick, the daughter from Spy Kids, who is not the same girl who was in Shark Boy and Lava Girl, as we learned last night.
I was most surprised.
Yeah, that's something we looked up, because we were like, is she? I don't know. How about we just use the internet?
Pretty much.
Thank God
for
it
the,
was. Yeah, thank God for the internet. Okay, and then so it's got them in it, and then it's got two real powerhouses that from the opera world, because it's called Repo the Genetic Opera. So if you don't have at least one actual opera singer in it, what the hell? It's more of a rock opera, though.
If you call it an opera and you don't have some form of operatic singer in there, you're doing it wrong. Go back, do it again.
But they do, and it's great. They have this soprano who, why can't I remember her name? She's great, but the character she plays is called Blind Mag, and she's like the main like character focal point of the movie, and I love it. And her voice is amazing, and it's like, it's kind of a rock opera. So for me, because it's like right in that spot where it's almost like symphonic metal, that I'm like, this is the best. I love this. This is great. But the one that I was introducing first to Mikella last night was The Devil's Carnival, which is the second movie that they did. Also a musical. This one was way different. Mostly because A, the music's way different, and B, the story is completely different too, and they have different vocal people doing scenes. Like, I think they have, I want to say it's a guy either from Korn or Insane Clown Posse. I'm gonna lean towards Korn. I need to look this up again, though. And they have him singing a song, which is great, and I loved it. They have the same opera singer from the first movie, one of the same opera singers from the first movie come back, and he's great. They have a bunch of like different like cameos and people who worked on the movie who are just amazing. And the music, though, the music is both good and weird, because the movie is supposed to take place in hell. That's why it's called The Devil's Carnival. And the music is neat, but it creates this weird dissonance almost always at the end that puts you kind of off. It feels off. Like, and it's very like disconcerting when they do it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, no, that works because you're supposed to be in hell, and this makes me feel like I'm in hell. But
let's put it this way: if you ever want to annoy anybody who has
musical training,
or is in the musical field, go do re mi fa sol la ti,
and then just stop.
And stop.
And that's what the Devil's Carnival does, and it's great because Mikella was like, What?
I was twinging in irritation.
Yeah.
Let's just say.
Oh, it was great, because I'm like, I love this music, but it always cuts off, like, at T, and it and it's like, it's the number one thing to drive people crazy. It was great.
Because if you sing the do re mi scale, any key, just pick a note and go do re mi, and you stop at T, and if you have a musical person, they will keep twinging until they cannot resist and then sing the final do.
Because the whole soundtrack for The Devil's Carnival, they all the songs cut off like that, except for 2. And even the 2 that don't, they still drift off on a weird note. And it makes you feel very, like, off-put.
Yeah, very
like
uneasy.
It's kind of like you're walking down a road and suddenly the earth just gives way beneath you. That's the only thing I can really equate it to. Because I have musical training too. It's just I was a violinist and I played the clarinet. So for me, it's different. I never sang. And I never got into the really technical part of music. I'm more way into the emotional side.
Well, that's okay.
Yeah. Like, I know some of the technical stuff. It's just, I couldn't really talk about that. I'm more into, like, how it sounds and how it makes me feel. Musical theory, less, more musical theory and less,
more music emotion than music theory.
Yeah. But I like it because it creates kind of that odd feel, and I love that, they found a way to do that with music, like just with music, how to make you feel like something is very wrong.
Well, and that's why people in Hollywood who are involved in movie music make all the big bucks. And that's why people like Alan Menken or Alan Silvestri, I think his name is.
Yeah.
Are so popular with moviegoers because their music sets the tone.
Yeah.
For whatever scene is happening in the movie.
Yeah.
And they know just what to add and how to manipulate the instruments, be it voice or piano or violin or flute or horn, whatever. They know how to manipulate those instruments to get you to feel what they want you to feel.
Yeah. Well, and it was also interesting because, like, I didn't get into this last night, but one of the things that Alfred Hitchcock, like, ensured in a lot of his movies, and which you don't really realize until later, is that a lot of the soundtracks for his movies are almost all string, because he felt it created the best mood. And so you have most of the soundtrack for instance, Psycho, is nothing but violins.
Yep.
Like that. I could do that on the violin. It freaked my mom out. She used to get so mad at me. She's like, stop that. I never should have taken you to that concert. I was like, it was classical music. Oh my god. And yeah, just so you know, if I ever get my violin fixed, oh man, people are gonna hate me. I will show up in the background of videos going.
Please don't.
I know. Robert would kill me. I can't help it. I used to do that as like a prank against my mom. 'Cause my mom and I used to do pranks on each other. Oh, man, to be fair, hers like. My family don't normally prank each other, and the main reason is we take it way too far, way too fast.
Mm.
We have no off switch. Like, and I shit you not, this is some of the stuff my family has actually done. My cousins wound up in the newspaper, local newspaper, but still. They wound up in the newspaper because they went around and saran wrapped like 5 different neighborhoods worth of cars.
Oh my.
And we The Grasham family doesn't do, like, normal saran wrapping. We go over and under and around the car. There is no way you're getting in the morning.
Oh, goodness.
Not
without a pocket knife or something.
Yeah. Oh, no. We're just awful. And my mom, when she, okay, for instance, the main reason why my mom pulled this prank was, it was April Fool's Day.
Appropriate time to do pranks.
And B, I may have gotten a screaming rubber chicken for Christmas and was using that to scare the crap out of her. Screaming rubber chickens, by the way, is like from that video, that viral video that went on, where it's the guy goes up to that, like, barrel full of them and just pushes his hand in and lets it go, and they're all...
Oh, God.
Yeah, those. I had one of those. And I would go up behind my mom holding it as tightly as possible, go up behind her, and then just let it go. Because she never heard me! She got, we get tunnel vision, so she never heard me coming.
Oh, dear.
Oh, yeah, she got real tired of it and ended up throwing it away one day when I was at school. Anyway, so my mom, in order to get back at me for that, the neighbor came over and asked if he could park his RV in our driveway, because there wasn't enough room in his. And my mom goes, yeah, sure. And she remembers, we're almost all the way home, and suddenly she remembers that the RV is there. So she tells me and my friend Jenny, who's in the car with us, oh, by the way, I won the lottery. How much did you... Oh my God, we won, seriously, you're kidding. No, I'm not kidding. I really won the lottery. I bought an RV with the money. And I'm like, you did not. You're just joking with me. And I'm like, how much money did you win? And she's like, enough to buy an RV. And I'm like, I don't believe you. And then we turn up the street and there's a goddamn RV in the driveway. And I freak out because I'm thinking we actually won the lottery. My life is spared. I could get that game system I want. Oh my God, we won the lottery. And then we're in the driveway and I'm right next to it and I realize, wait, I recognize that RV. It's been parked in front of the neighbors for forever and a half. My mom starts cracking up and my friend who had been convinced as well is like, oh my God, I can't believe she got you so good. I'm like, damn it.
Well, to be fair, moms and pranks, if done correctly, are very good.
Right?
Because, okay.
Moms know your weak points, man.
Oh, yeah. Well, my mom does. I don't know if my mom knows mine. But I know she knew Peter's once upon a time. Okay, because both my brother and I, until I was about 8th grade, were put into private schools.
Yeah.
And then mom and dad divorced. I guess they didn't have enough funds to keep us in private schools all the way through high school.
Yeah.
So afterwards, we went to public school. But one year, I want to say for an April Fool's type prank.
Yeah.
It was on a Saturday. My mom rushes into our bedroom, screaming, oh my gosh, you guys, you're late for school, you're late for school! Both of us jerk awake. My brother, in all of his infinite wisdom, jumps out of bed and starts rapidly trying to put on his clothes because, oh my gosh, he's late for school. I jerk awake, look at my mom, watch my brother as he's rapidly getting himself dressed in school uniform. And I'm like, Peter, it's Saturday. And he pauses, looks at mom, probably glares, and then goes back to bed.
Good on your mom, though.
Yeah, oh man, it was so funny.
I mean...
My poor brother. I love you, Peter.
So there's the time my mom, convinced me we won the lottery. Then, there's the time when my sister was living with us, and she pissed me off.
Mm-mm.
I don't even remember what she did to piss me off anymore. I just remember she made me really mad, and I have this collection of plastic bugs that I've been meaning to get rid of.
Might as well use it on your sister.
Right? And these are realistic looking plastic bugs, mind you, because I was a science nerd, so I could only have the ones that looked like they were the real deal.
Mm-hmm.
So I have all these scientifically accurate looking freaking bugs. I have one that is a giant locust. It was like this big. It's like like a foot long. And then I had like a spider I had like 2 different spiders on strings. and several other like random like spiders just free. And then I had like cockroaches, and I had like a couple of ants. I had a couple of praying mantises. I had I want to say like a scorpion or something. I had a bunch of them. There was like I had like enough to fill a very large shoebox, like a man who has a size 12 shoe. That's how many I had. It was a lot. They were basically hundreds of them. And because I'm mad and my sister's gone out on a date again, decide, in my infinite wisdom, I'm going to put these in her room. Everywhere in her room. So I went about doing exactly that. I went throughout her entire room, basically hiding these things anywhere I could. I hid them in her sock drawer. I hid them in her underwear drawer. Not on top, mind you. I hid them underneath things and in between things. In between layers of her shirt. Inside some of her shirts.
Oh no.
I hid one like immediately in the shower, and then I rigged a spider to fall on her when she opened the bathroom door. And also when she opened up the door to get into the room. Because I had 2 of them. Might as well.
Of course.
I had another one that I hid in her face cream. Inside her face cream.
Oh, no.
Like I said, we don't do half measures in my family. We go full out. So I hid over 100 freaking bugs in her room. She still didn't find them all by the time she moved out. How do I know this? Because I was cleaning out the room and I found one. Like, no, there were plastic bugs in there for years. And all because I had hidden a couple of them. By a couple, I mean hundreds.
No.
Oh, my sister was screaming for days. It was great. It was the best prank I've ever pulled. I was very upset when it was over. By over, I mean when she moved out. Because she never did find them all. And then it was great because after she moved into the new place, she apparently found a few more of them. I was like, yeah, that's what you get.
Oh, that's great.
Right? I had, I had another time where my sister actually took me and we were going to go prank one of her friends who had been a jerk to her while she was in law school. So we were going to go prank this friend of my sister's. And my sister was like, yeah, we're going to put her remote inside of her, inside of the tank for her toilet. And we're going to remove the batteries first, and we're going to hide the batteries somewhere else. Where?
Okay.
Who knows?
Okay.
Then, what was it? Then we put saran wrap on the toilet, over where, after you sit down, but underneath the seat.
Oh, that is awful.
Because we were, you don't want to make it obvious, so obviously you have to lift up the seat, then saran wrap, then put the seat back down. Because we're girls, we understand how that works. We know to put the seat back down.
Yep.
Well, girls today. Oh god, what else did we do? Oh right, then we took some chocolate and melted it a little bit and reshaped it so it looked like, and smeared it on her, and smeared it to make it look like her dog shit everywhere.
Oh.
Like, don't piss off the Grasham family is essentially what I'm saying, because we tend to go full vendetta. Like, and this was for friends, so these are like people we like.
Imagine what a Grafsham would do to their enemies.
Right?
Bad news for all. Don't do it.
Don't do it. It would not be pretty.
But, yeah. So while Red was showing me all of the
Repo and
Yeah, all of those ones.
and the Devil's Carnival.
I introduced Red to an alternate version of Jekyll and Hyde.
Yep.
The Secret Garden. What other ones did I show you?
Yeah.
Tanz der Vampire.
Yeah.
or for those of you who don't speak German, Dance of the Vampires, which was ruined in the English translation because Michael Crawford, who played the Phantom of the Opera, the original Phantom of the Opera, Andrew Lloyd Webber, did not want to be typecasted. So he turned the Dance of the Vampires into basically a mockery of what that show should have been, in my opinion. Great singer. Don't like what he did to that show.
Well, it's like how an actor should never direct a movie that they're acting in. You know, because actors tend to become a little self-obsessed with their own characters. Take, for instance, what happened to True Blood. It was a decent show, and it actually stuck to the books up until the 3rd season when the guy who played Bill, Anna Paquin's husband, started to direct things. And then all of a sudden it went off the rails, and suddenly Bill became twice as important as he was in the books.
Now, I will say, I don't know if this is true for all actors who turn directors.
Yeah?
Because I'm sure there are a few who can distinguish the difference.
Yeah. No, I'm sure there are too. It's just, this was my experience.
Yeah, because I know way back in the day,
yeah,
back when MASH was a new thing, Alan Alda started off as an actor and then quickly became one of the show's directors for each of the episodes.
Huh.
And while his character, yes, was essentially the main character of the show, so it did make sense if it was more Hawkeye-centric than most, he still made time for the other characters to shine through.
Yeah.
Which I thought was nice. And oh my gosh, that show is amazing. If you haven't watched MASH, and if you don't mind inaccurate hospital procedures, you will like MASH. It's an old fuddy-duddy show, but you'll like it anyway. Trust me.
Yeah, the only reason why I can't watch it is because I had a babysitter who would, leave it on and force you to watch it with her, basically. And, no. that doesn't work when you're, 10 or 15.
To be fair, I think if you tried to give it another chance, you would instantly fall in love with all the antics that Hawkeye and Trapper and BJ do.
I don't know. I tried giving Hello Dolly another chance because she also ruined Hello Dolly for me. And no, nothing doing. Because I actually like Barbra Streisand. And oh god, no, I don't like Hello Dolly. And I want to like it because it has basically a lot of the things that I should like. And no, I hate it. I hate it. And it's because I have flashbacks of when I was babysat by her. And I'm like, no. Because I'm just going to put this out there. She's not a great babysitter.
Well, I will say, I think the difference between Hello Dolly and MASH is MASH has a lot of pranks that get pulled on certain characters.
Yeah.
And it's just hilarious to see the interaction between the characters.
Yeah.
As they try to live their life through the horrors of
the Vietnam War.
Yeah.
I think that's another reason why I can't really get into it is because, I've done a lot of research on the Vietnam War because my dad was a Vietnam vet. So, I don't know.
Well, I think the cool part about it...
Does that look like a waterfall to you? Or, the tail end of it, anyway?
Yes. Is it supposed to be a small waterfall or a big one?
Small.
I think maybe give it a little more foam.
Okay.
But otherwise, yeah, because that looks like it's a teeny tiny itty bitty one.
Yeah, it's supposed to be small.
So yeah, I think a little more, and then yeah, it's good. one of the interesting things about the MASH characters is that while it was playing, certain characters would be asked to leave the show for whatever reason, or they would request to be let go.
Yeah.
And so they came up with some interesting reasons for those characters leaving the show. And if it was a death of one of the favorite characters, people would literally call into the studio saying, "What the hell did you do to this character? Why did he die? Why did you make him die in this way? How dare you?" And their response was, "Yes, we understand. Don't be mad at us. Be mad at the people who put this on the American people."
Yeah.
So if you want to be mad about the war, don't be mad at us for killing off the character. Be mad at the war for killing off the character. Because that's who did it. There were countless people who passed away because of this silly war. Essentially.
Yeah. That's a dangerous thing to do when you're talking about, hey, look who it is!
Robert Tom!
You literally can't look. You don't have a face cam.
Yeah, I know.
So yeah, Robert wants to go shopping.
Ooh.
Well, or I desperately need to.
Oh.
Yeah, so I shall return.
Okay, I'll be...
Enjoy the lady spider in her cave.
Yeah.
And
Okay then.
Yeah.
That answers my questions.
What were your questions?
What are you drawing?
A spider.
Alright.
the driver did.
Yeah.
Okay. I see.
Aww.
Aren't you cute?
Yes, it's adorable and sickening. Go! That's my normal reaction to when they're being cutesy and coupley. It's both cute and sickening. Please leave. Okay. That looks a bit better. Alright, cool. Got the line art finished, so we're going to go ahead and file, save as. We want to save this as a PNG. Save. Place, PNG, and save. Alright, so now we're going to quit Fire Alpaca. And we'll take this to this for a second while I boot up Manga Studio. File. Open. Want the PNG. Okay, set that there. And go ahead and boop. Boop, boop. And then color. No, I'm going to make that too much of the background, so I don't want to. Let's go with a soft yellow. There we go. Okay. Now, I'm going to go back to OBS. And we're going to doop, doop. Okay, cool. So now, lock that layer, because that's our line art layer. Now we've got everything drawn. And we're going to go ahead and pull up our palettes so that we can start coloring this bad girl, because it's not a boy. I was about to say bad boy, and then I was like, wait, no, it's a girl, can't, no, it's not a bad boy. Although, if you don't like spiders, maybe look away from this next part, because I have to bring up a spider for reference. Downloads. There's the spider. I had it on top. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and go in on the spider for our color reference. Sorry this freaks you out, guys. I didn't mean to do something that was gonna, you know, freak you guys out, but should probably, there we go. Okay. Oh no, did I do that on that? No. Crap. No, I was right. Oh, dang it. Okay, so. Oopsie. There we go. And then, yes, stomach, I'm aware. Thank you for making me aware that you exist. I was already aware of that. Okay, and then for the shiny parts, because the spider is not actually metallic, it just looks like it is. Okay, for the legs. Okay. And the eyes and markings. So I want to make my spider fairly accurate. So it's always good to go in and get the actual palette of whatever creature or thing it is that you are drawing. So now that I've got my palette for my spider, I'm going to go in and save this as, come on, come on, spider palette. Okay, and then on, what happened? No, why? Every time, stop doing that. Tablet, I'm annoyed with you. Alright, let's see. This was for the body, so this is going to be... Okay, and then we're just going to go in and start putting down our base colors. It's okay to go a little out of the lines, because we just want to make sure we have a good base coat down. Okay. So that's one base coat. Then we're going to go ahead and do this color. Second base coat. And then for the legs, and this part down here. Okie dokie. Then I think we're going to go ahead and use this color for some markings, or in this case, some of the segmented parts of our spider. The good thing about insects is that they tend to have wide ranges as far as color patterns are concerned. So basically give her any pattern I want to in some areas. But so long as the majority of the color pattern matches the species she belongs to. Alright, so we've got our spider colors down. And I know it's sloppy looking right now, but we're going to go in and clean it up. So go in, and take our eraser tool, and correct layer. We can go ahead and gently erase. And this way, when we go back in to do our shading and our highlights, all we have to do is make sure we put it on the correct layer, lock it, or lock the transparency anyway, to the layer beneath it, and then it won't show up on any other layer. And that's why we get the shadows only showing up where we want them to show up. Once I have the spiders down, that'll give me a little hint as to what I'm going to do for the rest of the colors for our Drider. Like her hair and her eyes and her human-y skin, or human-ish skin at least. And since I already know what color I want to do the background, when I go in to make the surface more reflective, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create this very light shading of the background colors. So it looks like they're being reflected, and that should create kind of a more mirrored surface for our spider. Since this is, after all, a mirror spider writer. I do like creating monsters. Monsters are very fun to draw and to play around with. I like messing around with different types of creatures like that. I have an entire shelf dedicated to like just research on different monstrous creatures for pretty much this reason alone. I just have a lot of fun with them. And I'll start off with like, oh, I want to, create a monster that's, or I want to create a character that's this type of monster, and then it's like, okay, well, how can I make it my own? And then I always end up like going back to nature, because nature has some weird things that we don't think about, and that can help me come up with some new and kind of original ideas for whatever it is I'm working on. I mean, doing research, like doing natural research, has actually helped me come up with a lot of different like superpowers for like superpowered characters. Just because the animal kingdom can be so crazy, weird, and fun. I'm sorry if my voice sounds a little deeper or gravelly today. When I'm up late talking with Mikella, talking with people, sometimes my voice will get strained, and then I'll just be like, I'm done. You can just be quiet for the rest of the day. And that's kind of where I'm at. So, I'm a little gravelly today. Not gonna lie. Or my tonsils may be swollen. Who the frick knows? My tonsils like to swell up at the drop of a hat. It kind of jerks like that. It's okay to make mistakes, especially in a digital program, because it's real easy to go back and fix it. So don't ever feel bad if you're doing artwork and you accidentally erase something you shouldn't, or color over something you shouldn't, because there's always a way to go back and Unless you're doing it on an art stream. The only one who knows that you made a mistake is you. No! No, no! Manga Studio, what the hell? No! Oh my god. What? Oh, you... Did it save? It did not. Oh, that just pisses me off. Oh, god damn it. Oh, it's all gone. It's all gone. Okay, you know what? Screw it. I don't care. I'm gonna call it here for the day, because that, nope, I'm mad. I'm mad now. Alright, thanks for joining me, guys. Thank you for being here through the spiders and everything. It was great having you. Check back in on Tuesday. I'll have another art stream then. I have one every Tuesday and Thursday now. So feel free to drop by. Oh god. Alright. Bye guys.